Good afternoon. I'll tag. फिर how to understand the so many things हम play करेंगे. Okay.
मीट इज द मीटर. मीट में जाना है.
हाँ. मीट पे कौन सा राइट क्लिक करना है? हाँ.
मीट में जाके यहाँ पे देखो.
हाँ.
स्क्रीन रिकॉर्डर.
Okay.
वो टैप करके स्टॉप एंड सेव.
Okay.
स्टॉप करके सेव करके चलो. इमेज करती हूँ. अभी मेरा रिकॉर्डिंग हो रहा है. आप स्टार्ट करो.
Okay. Good morning, children. Can you see the screen, children? ये हमने बंद किया ना. Yes, good afternoon, dear children. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear me, children? Can you hear me? Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? Okay. So, a very good afternoon to you all, dear children. And as we have already, as we have already started the lesson, that is three men in a boat. Okay, we shall just summarize. Okay, so tell me the three characters in this lesson. Actually, there are four characters. The main three characters. Name them. Yes. Okay. Yes. So, what is the problem with these three men? Yes, they feel that they are very bad from the point of medical. Okay, so they whatever that is they read or they come to know, they feel that they're having, and they feel that they have this that disease. And Jerome says only one disease he doesn't have, and that is the knee pain. Yes. So now you can mute your systems and listen carefully. Okay. Yes, and everybody should mute your system. Nobody is going to talk in the between. Only at the end, I'll give you 10 minutes, and that time, whatever problems you have, we shall discuss. Okay? Yes. So, now, okay. I then went to my medical man. He is an old chum. Now, he says, I then went to the medical man, means he went to a doctor. Okay, that is Jerome went to a doctor, and he is an old chum. Chum means friend. So he says that he is my old friend. That doctor is his old friend, and he feels my pulses and looks at my tongue and talks about the weather. So this doctor, he checked him. He felt his pulses, he checked his tongue, and all for nothing. When I fancy I'm ill. I'm fancy means he says nothing is wrong with you, but he says no, I am feeling I'm ill. Fancy means he says I'm feeling. Okay, I feel I'm ill. So I thought I would do to him a good turn by going to him now. So he says that because he is not well, and he feels that he should go and visit this doctor and have a checkup. What a doctor wants, I said, is practice. He shall have me, he will get more practice out of me then out of 1700 of your ordinary commonplace patients with only one or two disease each. So what he is telling the doctor, he is telling that I am having all the types of disease and I am the best patient for you. Instead of those 1700 ordinary people, ordinary patients, they come only with one or two disease, and I am the best one. I am come with all the types of disease in me, so I am the best patient for you. Okay, he says that other those other 1700, okay, those are come only with one or two disease each. So I went straight up and saw him, and he said, well, what's the matter with you? I said, I will not take up your time, dear boy, with telling you what is the matter with me. Life is brief. So he says, the doctor says, what's the matter with you? He says, my life is brief. Brief means he says that my life is very short. He says that I'm having all the disease and I'm going to die fast. And you might pass away before I had finished. But I will tell you what is not the matter with me. I have not got housemaid knees. Why I have not got housemaid knees, I cannot tell you, but the fact remains that I have not got it. Everyone else, however, I have got. So that is what he goes on complaining to the doctor. He says, all the different types of disease I have got, I may not survive for a longer time. And that only one disease I do not have is the knee pain. And he says that I don't know, that I cannot tell you why I don't have a knee pain, but rest all the different types of disease I'm having. And I'm told him how I came to discover it all. And he also explained, that is, Jerome explained to the doctor how he has come to know that he is having all the different types of disease. Then he opened me and looked down me. So now the doctor has started a checkup. Okay, he started checking up Jerome. You all children know, when you go to a doctor, what the doctor does. He takes a stethoscope, he checks your temperature, he checks your tongue, he checks your eyes. So in the same manner, the doctor started checking K Jerome. Okay, now then he opened me and looked down me and clutched hold on my wrist. Now clutched means he hold it tightly his wrist, and then he hit me over the chest when I wasn't expecting it. So what he says then, he started checking him. Okay, he checked his wrist and then he hit on his chest, and that was, Jerome was not expecting that he's going to hit on his chest. A cowardly thing to do. Cowardly means lacking courage, I call it, and immediately afterwards butted me. That is, he pushed me with the side of his head. After that, he sat down and wrote out a prescription and folded it up and gave it to me, and I put it up in my pocket and went out. So what happened now? The doctor had done all the checkups, okay, and he had written a prescription. So all of us know, when I and you go to a doctor, what happens? You tell all what is happening to you, okay, and then on that basis doctor gives you a prescription. And what do you do after he gives a prescription? You surely have to go to the chemist to buy the medicine. Okay, so what he does, K Jerome, he folded that prescription paper and he put that paper in his pocket and he came out. Okay, I did not open it. I took it to the nearest chemist and handed it to him. So, Jerome did, he did not see what is written in that paper, in the prescription. He just folded the paper and he goes to the chemist to buy the medicine. He did not look at all. He just handed it to the chemist, to that person. The man read and it and then handed back. So what the chemist did, he took the paper. He also, as you all know, when we go to a chemist, we give the paper, and what is prescribed on that basis only, the chemist gives us the tablets. Okay, so what Jerome did, he went, he gave the paper, but in turn the man handed it to Jerome. Okay, he said he didn't keep it, means he said that he doesn't have any of these tablets which the doctor has prescribed him. He said he didn't keep it. I said, you are a chemist. So he says that you are a chemist, you should have all these tablets. I am a chemist. If I was a cooperative store and family hotel combined, I might be able to oblige you. Being only a chemist hampers me, okay, prevents from achieving some things. So now he has not read, that is Jerome has not read what is there in the prescription, and the chemist gives him back. He says that I don't keep all this. Now what is that he had written in the prescription? See there, stop missing around, be asleep by 11 p.m. Okay, take 10 miles walk. Then he's, so these were the things that he had prescribed, and these things the chemist said that I don't keep all these things. Okay, I read the prescription. So what happened, Jerome, when he says like this, then he starts reading the prescription. I followed the direction with the happy result. So he was very happy when he saw all the prescriptions. Afterwards he realizes that he has no any problem. He, from the point of medical, he doesn't have any problem, he is a fit person, so he is very happy. Okay, then speaking to himself that my life was preserved and is still going on. So now he knows that he is not going to die soon. He says my life was preserved and is still going on, and he knows that my life will still go on. That means he will live for long. He doesn't have any types of disease. Okay, he is a very fit and a healthy person. Now what happens? We sat there for half an hour describing to each other our illness. So what happened? These three friends, they again gathered together and they started again describing each other's illness or sickness. I explained to George and William Harry how I felt when I got up in the morning, and William Harry told us how he felt when he went to bed, and George stood on the hearth rug. Now, all three are sharing how they were feeling before going to sleep and after they woke up from their sleep. They're all discussing all this. Okay. And what George stood on the hearth rug. Hearth rug means a huge uh, laid in front of the fireplace. Okay, a carpet that is placed or laid in front of the fireplace. So he says that, and gave a clear and a powerful piece of acting explaining of how he felt in the night. So that was what, how he felt in the night. So all these three, that is Jerome, George and Harris, they were sharing with each other about the illnesses that they were feeling when they woke up, when they went to bed in the night, in the night time, how they were feeling. They were sharing this all. Now, George fancies he is ill. George feels that he is ill. Fancies means again he feels. Okay. So George feels he is ill, but there's never anything really that matters with him, you know. So there's nothing to worry, he says. So you can see on the screen the three friends are again sitting, they're discussing about their illness or their sickness. Now, what it was that was actually the matter with us, none of us could be sure of. But the unanimous, now the meaning of unanimous is they all agreed. Okay, they agreed. by everyone. Opinion was that it, whatever it was, had been brought on by overwork. So, what they feel at the end, they all feel that because of the work that they are doing, okay, and because of that, this is the problems that they are facing, okay. So they feel that they're working too much and that is the reason they are feeling sick. So what do they decide? What we want is rest, said Harris. Yes. So now they've all come to a conclusion that they are working and working, and now they're tired, they become sick of the work, and that is what they need a break. They need to change their routine. So, what Harris says is what we want is rest. So he has told his friends that we all are fine, but only thing is we need rest from our daily routine, from the day every day's work. We are so busy, we are so occupied, and so let us take rest. We need rest, he says. And yes, my dear children, we too, in a day to day life, every time we need a rest. We work for the whole week and we get a Sunday off, that is our resting day. And also we have holidays, our summer vacation, our winter vacation. What we do in that time, we take rest. Sometimes we go out for outings, we go for picnics. Yes, so all of us like to change our day to day routine. We like to take rest from our work. So, same thing, these three people feel that they should take rest. Rest and a complete change. So, they wanted to change completely, take a complete change. Okay, said George. The overstrain upon our brains has produced a general depression throughout the system. So, what are they saying? That they have become the overstrain, okay, upon their brains has produced a general depression throughout the system. So, they are become very depressed. So, they need a complete change of scene, and absence of the necessity for thoughts will restore the medical equilibrium. Now, equilibrium means balance. So, what they're saying is that they all need rest from their day to day routine life, and that they need to go somewhere, okay, to change their scene completely, and not to think of all that is, and that only will bring their mental balance. So they're feeling now they should have some change in their life. Now I agreed with George and suggested, somebody's mic is on, please mute it. Yes, I agreed with George and suggested that we should seek out some retired and old world spot. So now they started discussing as to what we should do to take rest, a complete change. So they started suggesting one places. So they wanted to go from far away from the madding crowd. So where they were, that was fully crowded place. So they wanted to go far away from this madding crowd and dream away a sunny week among its drowsy lanes. And they wanted to spend their time relaxed. Okay, so they wanted to go somewhere away, far away from the crowd, and they just wanted to spend their time patiently and peacefully. So that was what they wanted now. Some half forgotten nooks hidden away by the fairies. So he's saying that they want to go far away, okay, and they want to reach some way where there is no noise at all. Now, some quaint preached I read of the clip of time from whence the surging waves of the 19th century would sound far off and faint. So, what was their thinking, that they should be somewhere where there is quiet, where there is peace, and they should be far away from this sound. Okay, so that was what they wanted. Harris said he thought it would be humpy. He said he knew the sort of place I meant, where everybody went to bed at 8 o'clock. So Harry said that he said he thought it would be humpy. Humpy means to have a hump. And he said that he knew such a place that everybody goes to bed early. So there is fully peace and they are very comfortable, a peaceful life. So there was no crowd, there was peace, and people used to go early for bed. So that type place Harris knew about. No, said Harris, if you want rest and change, you can't beat a sea trip. So what they thought, let us go to the sea. But what Harris says, no, if you want to rest and change, you can't beat the sea trip. He says, no, we cannot go to the sea because we want first and foremost is rest and change. And that's why we cannot go to a sea trip. I objected to a sea trip strongly. Now here I means Jerome. Okay, he also objected the sea trip strongly. A sea trip does you good when you are going to have a couple of months of it. So he says that a sea trip will be good only if you're going for a couple of months, that is 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Okay, it will be good. But for a week, it is wicked. So he says if you're going for a change, okay, for rest, and we are going only for a week, and a sea trip is not at all good for us, and that's why they object for it. They say no for a sea trip. Now here they discuss their experience of what they had heard from friends or relatives who had taken such dangerous journey and the disastrous effect of seasickness they had encountered. Apart from being seasick, they had also lost money on food, and which they had paid upfront. Now what they were discussing is that a sea trip, okay, many of they had heard from their friends, or they had heard the experiences of their friends and relatives, okay, of their relatives who had taken such dangerous journey, that is a sea trip, and it was disastrous effect of seasickness. So these people who have experienced the trip, sea trip, they say it is a disaster, okay, and the effect of seasickness, and they also have seasickness, okay, and apart from being sick, they also lost money. They say lost money means on food they spend lots of money. So they feel that sea trip is not a good one for them, because they are not going on a long trip, they are going just for 1 week.